Welcome guys to the 2020 Mercedes-Benz GLC facelift range that has just been launched in Malaysia together with this Mercedes Me Connect. But more on that later. First, we're going to talk about the cars, which has been significantly upgraded both outside and inside. We'll start with the prices first. Like before, there are three models on offer over here, starting with the GLC 200, going up to the GLC 300, and of course the GLC 300 Coupe. But of course, we'll take a look at the base model first. Starting things off is the GLC 200, priced at just under 300,000 ringgit. That's about 5,000 ringgit more than the old car. And on the outside, it gets the standard off-road package, which includes this more rounded double bar grille and this huge chrome skid plate of sorts. It also gets this smaller and slimmer reflector LED headlamps, which now have a claw-like LED DRL signature, which I think is pretty cool. On the side, it gets 20-inch wheels together with a slightly raised up off-road suspension with better suspension travel in case you want to go off-road. Interestingly enough, this is the only car without 4MATIC all-wheel drive. It's only rear-wheel drive. Under the hood is a brand new 2-litre engine. It's an M264 instead of M274, and here it makes 197 horsepower and 320 Newton meters of torque. That's about 13 HP more and about 20 Newton meters more compared to the old car. 0 to 100 is done in just 7.8 seconds, about a second quicker than the old car. Moving on to this, the GLC 300, and this is priced at around 350,000 ringgit. That's about 15 grand more than the old car, but then again, that was a 250 and this is now a 300 with a lot more power under the hood. This has an upgraded 2-litre engine with 258 horsepower and 370 Newton meters of torque. 0 to 100 is done in just 6.2 seconds, more than a second quicker than the old car again. Like I said, this has 4MATIC all-wheel drive paired together with a 9G-tronic 9-speed automatic transmission. Suspension-wise, this rides on a standard comfort-based suspension without adaptive dampers. But what's more important, of course, is this car's look, and this gets the latest AMG line exterior kit. This has this big single bar grille together with all the chrome pins. At the bottom, huge air intakes together with small little air inlets for better aerodynamics. On the headlamp side, this gets the full Mercedes-Benz multi-beam LED units with auto high beam function. As for the back, the GLC facelift gets this brand new LED tail lamps which have a rather cool looking 3D rings at night. Looking on the bottom, there's a revised rear bumper with a more pronounced look for the diffuser fins and even bigger tailpipes. Having said that though, these tips are actually fake because the actual pipes are just pointing downwards. Over the GLC 200, this model adds on quite a few things, including bigger front brake disc that's cross-drilled, a full night package, even louder rear exhaust, as well as keyless entry. Yeah, that's right, a 300,000 ringgit Mercedes does not have keyless entry. At the top of the range is the GLC 300 Coupe, priced at 420,000 ringgit. That's about 20,000 ringgit more than before, and specifications wise, this is similar to the regular 300 SUV. It gets the same full AMG line package, the same 20-inch wheels, although this one has a staggered setup, so the rear wheels are a lot wider. Of course, you also get the sleeker coupe rear look. As for the inside, the GLC facelift looks very similar to before, but with a few key upgrades. Number one, it finally gets this fully digital instrument cluster with 3 selectable themes and this new steering wheel design. Now, this part is very similar to what you find in the C-Class facelift. What's new for the GLC facelift is this, which is Mercedes-Benz latest MBUX interface, replacing the old Command Online. So when the C facelift was introduced last year, Mercedes-Benz said that the old platform could not support the new MBUX interface, which as it turns out is clearly a lie because this is on the same platform and yet it has MBUX. So now with MBUX, the GLC now has the same system that's on the latest A-Class and latest GLE. It is a touchscreen system which is rather easy to use with very big buttons, although in terms of the interface, it's not quite as good as the latest BMW iDrive. Having said that, this also has the latest Mercedes Me Connect system, which again is similar to what BMW already offers with its connected drive suite. The GLC facelift is the very first Mercedes model in Malaysia to get the Mercedes Me Connect functions. This adds on a few smartphone features. You can control the car with an app, you can start the car remotely, you can turn on the aircon, you can unlock or lock the car and things like that. And in the future, this car will also get traffic information in the built-in navigation system, which is rather cool. On to specifications, all three models come with a long list of equipment, including Apple CarPlay, Android Auto, leather on the dashboard, as well as the latest 64-color ambient lighting. But of course, as you move up the range, you do get extra additions along the way. Starting with the GLC 300, you get this Napa leather-lined sport steering wheel, together with the Birdmaster sound system as well as a sunroof. Although only the Coupe version gets real leather instead of Artico leather on the seats. Other differences between the variants include the center console over here. The 200 gets brown wood, the 300 SUV gets this nice black ash wood, although the 300 Coupe gets a plain piano black finish, which is very prone to scratches and reflections. Not very cool. As for the back, this car is obviously a lot bigger, a lot more spacious compared to a regular C-Class. There's a lot more legroom, a lot more headroom, although between the three variants, there are one or two differences. The GLC 200, for instance, misses out on this small little side window blinds, and of course, you don't get a sunroof either. In the middle here, only the 300s get a dedicated aircon controls for a 3-zone climate control system. Having said that, this is perhaps the only part that is suspect in terms of build quality, where the plastic is very hard and also scratchy. Yeah, not very good. But the rest of the car is spot on in terms of build quality. Down here, you also get a pair of USB-C chargers, and pretty much the entire car, you get 4 USB chargers, and they're all USB-Cs, so you gotta bring the correct cables. Meanwhile, the Coupe has a bit less headroom as to be expected, and the boot is also a little bit smaller at 500 instead of 550 litres for the regular SUVs. On to safety, the full GLC facelift range gets 7 airbags, electronic stability control, blind spot monitor, and full autonomous emergency braking, and that puts it at a big advantage over its two closest rivals, the Audi Q5 and BMW X3. The 300 variants also add on an active lane keeping assist system. So that's it for the 2020 Mercedes-Benz GLC facelift here in Malaysia. It's got new looks, new engines, new MBUX interface, and this Mercedes Me Connect system for the very first time in Malaysia. What do you think of all this? Let us know in the comment section below. For more on the GLC, check out boltan.org. Thank you for watching.